What's the deal? It's the boy Dwayne McClean at Dwayne McClean TV. Back again in the black tee. And today we're going to be talking about the dude with the fat eyelids, Young Chop. And I seen that last week he got arrested on some crazy charges. One of the charges that I noticed was starving a dog. All right. And I want you guys to really pay attention to a pattern here that goes on with rappers. Now, remember when I said he was cloned or under MK Ultra, which is something I think he was? He noticed he had a rant or he was going crazy for a while. Then after he went crazy, what happens to him? He gets locked up. All right, so that is a very similar pattern that happens to a lot of rappers. All right, so Cayenne West, we use him for example. He went on a concert and talked about Google, how they lied to everybody, Facebook lied, and he started going crazy. They put him in a crazy home. He was in there for like a couple weeks. Why does a guy who does a concert have to go to a crazy home? All right. No, that's not getting locked up. I don't want nobody to come in the comment section saying, well, that's technically not getting locked up. It's technically him getting put away. All right. Remember when Gucci Mane had his meltdown? He had a meltdown. He went crazy online. What happened after, a couple of months after that, a couple of weeks? He got locked up. Don't get me wrong. He already had a lot of charges, but he had a brand new charge. Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy got on TV last year, had that big run with Chris Brown a couple years back. I don't know what, either last year or year before last. Had the incident with Chris Brown, Tiger, Drake, all that other good stuff. He gets locked up shortly afterwards. Comes back, whole new person, whole new persona. And it's the same thing that's happening with Young Chop. Tupac had an incident where he started going crazy about certain things, talking out loud about certain things, and he got locked up. Did Lil Wayne have? Well, Lil Wayne never came out and spoke out about things, but he did get locked up as well. A lot of rappers get locked up. That's what I'm trying to point at. And I really feel like that is where they go to get their programming. It's to where they can go through all this crazy tests. I was on my podcast the other day, the Big Glow podcast. It's not mine. It's one I help co-host. It's really Luke Jones' podcast. Check him out on the Big Glow podcast. I co-host. And we was talking about where they put all the time at, where they find the time to run these series of psychosis. Is that the word I'm looking for? Psycho tests. That's what we're gonna call it. Like test with your mind. Okay. So that's pretty much is a good time for them to do it. At jail, there's plenty of time. Plenty of time. The warden, the CEO comes to get you, takes you, probably to some crazy room in prison, where they run the test on you. They waterboard you. They play crazy sounds in your head all day, flashlights in front of you, put you to sleep for days while playing these voices in your ear for slow motion, repeated sounds over and over again. Plenty of time to brainwash somebody, man. Plenty of time. But I really want you guys to really pay attention to the patterns that these celebrities go through. It's the same thing with a lot of them. Like they'll be on a good run, and I know where they just start acting up. Who is that? Shia LaBeouf. Good one. He's a good one. And I like to try to bring Caucasians in. I get tired of attacking my people all the time. Nothing against Caucasians, just different races of people to let you know that this happens to all races. There's nothing bad about your race. It's not just a black thing or a white thing. It happens to all races. It happened to Shia LaBeouf and Britney Spears, but I think Shia LaBeouf did get locked up. He did do some time in jail. And that's a lot of the time where they can do the programming. All right, so back to the topic of Young Chop. I noticed that the charges was dog starvation. How did who called it in? Why they called it in, and what was the purpose of them calling that charge in? But like I said, they had to do something. His handlers lit him out they said, "Hey, go wild." Now they got to pull him back in jail, reprogram him. A lot of rappers go to jail. It seemed like every rapper who was successful had to do a stint in prison some point in time, except Jay-Z. He's like the only one who didn't have to. But Jay-Z is such a big devil worshiper, it doesn't really bother me at all. But he is a huge devil worshiper. So I think that's why he couldn't be able to dodge the program. He probably willingly gets programmed. But a lot of these guys, the younger guys who are out of control have to. Even Kevin Gates. Kevin Gates is another one. he started having I ain't say he had like no meltdowns or nothing, but he started, you know, talking a little crazy, and he got locked up. I wouldn't be shocked if Tory Lanez is next. You know, I wouldn't be shocked if a lot of other rappers are not next. They love to play games. Reason why rappers are so attacked, because rap music is the #1 music in the world right now. Hip hop music is the #1. I think it's hip hop, pop, and then like country. But everybody listens to rap music. Rap music has the most effect on how society comes up with like new culture, new dances. It shifts the culture. Rap music does, for all races, you know. So that's one reason why. And don't think that they haven't infiltrated other genres of music. There's a Korean band I was looking at the other day. They have a lot of satanic symbolism in their music videos. There's a Bad Bunny has been infiltrated. You know, they're hip hop, but they're Spanish. They've been infiltrated as well. Bad Bunny's Illuminati as well. So, but a lot of these rappers, they have to get these rappers under control. But then somebody also asked me the question, why Young Chop? He's a nobody, you know? And I feel like him and Chief Keef were supposed to be the bigger names, but since they didn't follow the rules, I feel like labels had a plan for them, but since they didn't follow the rules, things didn't go through. Doesn't mean they didn't get the programming, you know? And even if they're not that famous, they're still an asset. Look how much he has generated off his name alone. And then, like I told people, he was probably being used to boost up other artists. You know, if you want to boost the artist's name, you give them a beef. Somebody's gonna talk. One of my friends were talking about doing that on my channel. They was like, "Hey man, I'm gonna start a negative Dwayne McClain TV channel." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "I'm gonna just start a channel talking negative about you, and it's gonna bring people to your channel because I'm talking negative about you." I'm like, "Don't do anything like that, please. Don't do anything like that." And but there was just an idea, and labels think the same way. They're like, "Hey, let's start a beef. Let's have somebody act crazy." And all the other labels like, "Well, who we got?" They're like, "Well, we got this one guy here. He was programmed a couple years ago. We never used him. Oh, we'll pull him out, you know." Or, I mean, this is all alleged, what I'm saying as well. This is all alleged. You know, this is just me speaking a theory. All right? This is nothing factual, okay? He could just be a fat dude who was big at one time, was making money. He's a nobody now, and he just started going online talking about everybody. And he started doing drugs and said, "Hey, I'm gonna go around Atlanta and bully people because I'm from Chicago. These dudes really ain't gangster. I can test them." That sounds like a very logical theory right there. You know, like he's just a nigga who got down on his luck. He said, "Hey, fuck all this shit. You know, I'm gonna do drugs. I'm gonna sit in a hotel room. I'm gonna get some hookers. I'm gonna snort cocaine all night. I'm gonna pop E-pills, and tomorrow I'm gonna ride on every Atlanta rapper." That actually sounds more logical, you know, like he could hit more. But I wouldn't put nothing past none of these people. I really do feel like they're a clone. And the reason why I said that I think Young Chop is cloned has to do with the fact that his brother came out and said it. His blood brother came out and said his brother's cloned. His brother has two videos. He has a video where he said Young Chop was drugged. He also has a video where he said Young Chop was cloned. So that is the reason why I came up with the idea of him being cloned. You know, I never thought he can be cloned because he's fat. I don't think you can clone fat. I think you can clone muscle. You can clone a skeleton because, you know, those are cells, but you can't clone fat. You know, like, that just ain't something you can just grow. You can't put, how they do cloning is they get a cell, one of your cells, and they put that cell inside of another cell. And some other way they shoot it with a bunch of electricity to make them split and grow. It's a bunch of crazy stuff. Just look, go Google how do they clone people. They got books on it from the 1940s, 1930s. They got so much stuff dating back to cloning. I think the first thing cloned was like a pig in like 1950s, 1940s. But go look it up. It's like a cell and you grow it. Like, okay, so you grow a cell. After a while, it builds the muscle, the skeleton, the nervous system, and then the muscles. How is it going to grow fat? And then how are you going to get fat right here? You know what I'm saying? Like, For real, man. I don't think you can grow. And if I was a clone, you clone me as Young Chop, I'd be like, yo, all the people that clone, you gonna clone me as this dude? What if I can't remember how to make beats? You know? Like, what am I going to do? Young Chop wasn't rich. He be out here busting fat white women. There's nothing wrong with busting fat white women. Nothing wrong with that at all. You know what I'm saying? But you got tiers. All right, you got fat white women with careers, jobs, smell good, lotion. You got bottom tier white women who live in single wives, not good single wives. Dirty, 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 filthy single wives. With 5 to 10 other people. They wear the same clothes every day. They don't wash their hair. They have a bunch of dogs that don't have shots or vet, no history or nothing. And they smell terrible. I've been in these houses as well. All right, hey guys, from the hood, things happen. All right, so if Young Chop was around here in my area, he'd be getting bottom tier fat white girls. You know, I like fat white women. They top tier though. You know, I like the ones with the job, the car, smell good. You know what I'm saying? We can look past that gut, baby. You know what I mean? As long as you got all that, nails done, you know what I'm saying? Pull up in that Range Rover, you know what I'm saying? Them fat white women with them jobs and careers, boy, I better not sleep on them. They love them a black man. Shoot, if you're a brother and you feeling unappreciated right now, take your ass to a cake shop and just wait for a fat white woman to walk in. She will appreciate you, for real. But that's all I got to say on the whole Young Chop getting caught. I want you guys to really pay attention to how celebrities go in and out of jail out of nowhere and how they get these crazy random charges, and especially the rappers. They got to keep rappers under control. For one, they want to destroy the black community as much as possible. And for two, rappers got a lot of control over society. But it's the boy Duane McClean at Duane McClean TV. Hope you guys like this video. Got more coming. I'm about to work on another video after I do this one. Please go subscribe to the Patreon. There's no content on it yet, but there will be content on it by the end of next week. I promise. Y'all got my word. Okay, so what's the day? Friday. By next Friday, I will have 2 videos uploaded on the Patreon. It's the boy Duane McClean, Duane McClean TV. Y'all be safe.